I believe we all have a journey to travel, and that journey is a beautiful story to tell. A story to heal someone, a story to pick someone up from their lowest moment, and a story to help someone who is struggling to find the lost puzzle pieces. Today is 14th May 2024. It is exactly 6 years on a day like this when I learned that nothing in life can ever prepare you for danger. My world was carved upside down as soon as I opened my eyes to a tickle on my feet. I kept feeling this weird touch on my toes and I woke up abruptly. It was freezing cold that night and it was raining heavily outside as well. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but it was actually real when I realized the man in the room wasn't my husband. He was to come back home the previous evening from work, but he never made it due to unavoidable circumstance. I still remember the last call he gave me before I retired to bed. And to be honest, after that call, I wasn't feeling very comfortable. So, to prove my eyes correct, I decided to wake up in order to find out what was really going on. Shaking in the freezing cold, dark room, I decided to grab the bed switch right next to my pillow to turn the lights on. I hadn't realized the situation was not very conducive at all until I discovered the lights were disconnected. It came to my senses immediately that the moment I was in was not safe at all. The intruder had a torch with him. Every time I tried looking at him, he used it to blind my eyes. He was fully dressed in black, had gloves on his hands, and a headgear completely covering his face and only revealing his eyes in a suspicious manner. When I finally realized that there was a stranger in my bedroom that I did not know at all, I tried so hard to keep my eyes open and stay calm because I had no idea what was exactly going on. I was so confused. Before I made my next move, a slap so hard landed on my left side of the head from a cold blade of a weapon. I couldn't tell what it was. My head went zooming as I fell back onto the bed. After being slapped so hard on my face with that piece of metal, I decided to put myself back in bed quietly and waited patiently for my fate to befall. At that point, I began sweating profusely in that freezing cold hour. I was dressed in my pajamas and I could feel the sweat dripping between my feet. I was battling not to allow my attacker to realize that I was bitterly shaking when he started moving closer to my bed. My heart was thumping. I clenched onto my duvet and peeped through the edge of it as I looked at the strange man walk step by step towards me. I didn't know what to do. I tried to say a prayer. I watched him keenly as he moved back again, and he stood by the hanger where my handbags were hanging. He ransacked all of them one by one. I was as quiet as a church mouse, but at the same time, I was saying a prayer in my heart. I remember there were 2 children who were asleep farther from where I was. Oh dear, are they safe? I asked myself. I had so many questions running inside my brain. but heard no single answer to any of them. I could see my attacker moving closer to me, and I did not know what was going to follow next. He then ordered me to get off the bed. I took a deep breath. I felt like the earth was opening into two and I was being swallowed in. I obediently uncovered myself, got down the bed, and waited silently. I was motionless. I could feel his breath right in front of my face. Oh, my goodness. My heart was racing 1,000 miles per hour. "Where is the money?" he asked me. I did not answer out of fear. "Where is the money?" he harshly asked me again. "I don't have any money," I answered in a broken voice as I fought my tears behind my eyes. There was some dead silence in the room. And we both stood there staring at each other like real strangers. "Now, take off your clothes." The intruder broke the silence. I felt some deep bitterness in me, and I answered him boldly that I was not going to undress. Fear comes naturally in response to a situation or threat towards us, but it can also be imagined. It can also lead to distress when it's out of proportion. At this moment, I could feel tons of adrenaline rushing in my body, setting me up on a flight or fight response. I was battling with calmness to avoid provoking my attacker or even waking up our daughter, who was sleeping right next to my bedroom. I was so ready to do anything to survive. I could feel my heart pumping blood around my body profusely. Fear was real at that moment. I was able to remain extra calm. I actually don't know how I did this. I was so calm. I took a few deep breaths of air and tried not to make a single sound. I did not make a move either, but all I did was put my eyes straight onto the door, cautiously skimming how to escape from the danger I had fallen into. But one thing I know for sure, every destination leads to a new journey. Look out for the next episode of Journeys and Stories.